So if you thought making YouTube content was hard, then this video is for you. Today I'm going to show you a step-by-step process on how to create content for your YouTube channel that is exciting, that is exhilarating, that doesn't give you burnouts, and obviously that the people want to watch. But before we do that, the intro. Hi guys, welcome to my screen. So yeah, we are continuing on how to choose our niche. So the first thing that we need to do is to understand something called YouTube, just a little bit. I'm not giving you a very deep in-depth or a very deep detail about YouTube, but I just wanted to stress what YouTube and you, how you guys are related. So this thing, there's a few things that we should know, so let's know this. There's this thing that we call YouTube, and before you decided to create content on YouTube, you were already on YouTube doing something, so you probably were watching videos, but you should know which kind of videos you were watching, because it will probably determine what you were interested in when you came to YouTube. So you might have been watching fitness videos, you might have been watching exploration videos, you might have been watching recipes, and you might have been watching Jeep videos and other videos and other vines, depending on what you came here to look for. Now, what you came here to look for determines what you are really interested in when you're on YouTube. And so this is why it led me to categorizing YouTube content creation into two. So the first one that I'd like to talk about is the YouTube self-discovery channel, or the YouTube self-discovery mode. In this type of category, there is simply one person that it's all about you. As you can see right there, it is all about you. No one else is involved in there, but the people who are coming to your channel, they are subscribing simply because you are there. So even if you are talking about movies, you're talking about, I don't know, you're doing a product review, maybe you're going on an exploration tour, or you're vlogging, the people come to your channel or watch your content simply because you are in it. So what you're doing is not really what they're interested in. They're interested in you doing whatever you're doing. So they're interested in the personality. Now, this kind of channel is very nice because it's very healthy for you. It doesn't give you burnouts, it doesn't exhaust you, it doesn't give you so much pressure. However, the growth is usually slow, but it's not slow for everyone, but it is usually slow. So yeah, it's another way you could do that, but we are not here to focus about YouTube self-discovery. What we are here to focus on mainly is the next one, which is the specific topic kind of videos. That is what we call niche. So if you have heard people speaking about what niche are you in, they are simply saying what kind of topic or what specific topics do you talk about on your channel. And that is the problem, deciding what you're going to talk about on your channel. But then this is how we're going to simplify it. So yeah, for you to, let's move on to the next slide. So yeah, for you to make what we call ideal content is the content that doesn't really exhaust you, that the people want to watch. You understand me? That is ideal content. So you really never get tired of it, and the people are still interested in the content. So what is ideal content? The ideal content is made out of three elements. So the first element is you, the second is the people, the third is the surrounding. These three components make up what we call an ideal content, and that triangle is what we call a YouTube creator triangle. You understand? A niche triangle. Yes, you have to, what you guys call it, you have to tolerate those three categories, and you have to bring them together: your interest, your people's interest, and the surroundings. So this leads us to the next. Your content should encompass at least one interest in each of the categories that follows. So let's list our categories. We have you have people, and you have your surroundings. Now let's go a little bit further. So that is you, right and that is a group of people, that is your audience, and that is your surrounding. All right, now let's take a look at you. How do you come up with a niche? So that YouTube doesn't really give you exhaustion and burnouts that many YouTubers suffer from, you have to at least consider these 4 things that I've listed right there. The first one is your natural inclinations. By your natural inclinations, I mean things that you find yourself doing. I can give you an example. So you find yourself, every time you watch a movie, you want to tell someone about the movie. Every time you read a book, you want to tell someone about the book. Every time you hear a story about someone, you want to tell someone about what you just heard about someone. That's a natural inclination for you to just be speaking about things that you have experienced. And then we have what we call passion. Now, passion and interest, the second and third, people sometimes confuse them, but passion and interest are really different. This is the case. So interest, these are activities or hobbies that have got an impact on your energy levels. In other words, it keeps you awake. You want to do them more and more. So if it's fishing, you are just going to fish because you like catching fish. There is nothing more to it. If it is reading, we say you're interested in reading books because you just want to read books, more and more books. You want more of the activity because it creates a very happy atmosphere inside you. But then when it comes to passion, it's simply adding an emotional background to your interest. You understand? So when your hobby becomes something that you're passionate about, it then attaches an emotional value towards it. So if your hobby was catching fish, if you're now passionate about catching fish, it means you're now somehow emotionally moved by catching fish. So catching fish is no longer just catching fish for you. Now catching fish, it is coming from inside. You are really hurt when you don't catch fish or when you don't get the kind of fish that you want. This is just an example. You feel me? I'm not saying I'm open to correction, but this is just my thoughts trying to help someone out there. And so every time you attach an emotional background to a hobby, it becomes a kind of passion. So every time you're interested in something and then you attach a personal, you attach an emotional to that personal interest, it becomes passion. So let's do this. If you're interested in teaching kids, but then you somehow are connected emotionally to the kids you're teaching, it becomes a passion to teach kids. You understand? So if you are interested in cars, just reviewing cars, it's fine. But then if you become very passionate about making cars, it simply means that you are now attached to making cars. So you really don't feel emotionally okay when you don't fix cars or when you don't talk about cars. So that's the difference between your passion and your interest. Now, how do you know about your passion? Your passion, sometimes, have you ever had those times when you're talking about a particular subject with people and you ended up saying so much from the inside of you with so much vehemence, with so much boldness? That probably was your passion. That's probably one of your passions. Understand? I don't know if you have one passion or many passions. I don't know if you're a man of many passions. Good for you. If you're one, oh well, tough luck. You can have many interests. So that's passion for you. That's how you know your passion. Normally what you find yourself talking so much about, diving so deep into, researching into so deeply, so feeling connected, that is your passion. But interest, these are just activities and hobbies. So there's really nothing more to it. It's just an interest. It's just an activity and a hobby that you continuously want to do because it gives you an inside happiness. And then you have got your past experiences. This might be, for example, being overweight, being bullied, being abused. This is all about you. All these four are all about you. So how do these help you choose a niche? So when your natural inclination has to do with reporting, that means somehow you have to be talking about something. You already know that you have to be talking about something. So they are not going to be videos that they are not going to be videos that are just quiet. They are not going to be, for example, instrumental videos. They are not going to be just natural, people upload different videos. For example, they would upload 24 hours of a flowing river. That's not your natural inclination. If your natural inclination is to just report, because you're not reporting because you have to be saying something. So if the video doesn't involve you saying something, then you're not going with what you're naturally inclined to. Now, when you choose about passion and interest, as we have already explained, it's very much easier for you to say, I am passionate about kids. So you never really get tired. So you really never get burnout. You really never get exhausted of saying the same things over and over again in different ways and many colors and many diagrams and so much. And interest, same thing. Maybe interest you could get exhausted because of certain things, but still the concept is the same as passion. It's just what you want to do. It gives you happiness. So it never gives you burnouts. This is very healthy. The you part of content creating is very healthy. Past experiences, you might have a nasty past or a very happy past, but if you want to talk about it, is also a good way of coming down to a niche. I remember seeing someone's channel who usually they're trending past experiences or present experiences that people are doing. I should have put past and present experiences as the one that we have interracial couples. So we have many of those coming up and basing their content around how they live, their cultures, molding and coming together and getting to understand each other. Now let's move on to the people segment. It's very challenging, but it's much better than the surroundings, because with people you have to know those things. These are just the few amongst many endless things. You have to be considerate about their lifestyles, their careers, the stories that's happening around them, and their spirituality. Now, lifestyle includes working out. It includes going out on vacation. It includes travel vlogs. It includes, yes, what do you guys call them, minimalistic living, and there's vegans. Yes, you see. So the more you dive into people's lifestyles, the more people come to you, because they are coming. If you're a minimalistic person, people who are living the same lifestyle as you are probably going to subscribe to that channel because they can relate more to you. Now, careers, you might be into fixing cars, you might be into fixing gadgets, you might be just a software engineer, you might be a pilot, you might be a doctor, and sometimes you want to share the experience, the behind the scene of a doctor, let's say, which is a highly unethical, I think. But let's say you want to share the life behind a biologist, right, as a career biologist, the life behind the lab. So everyone who's a biologist is probably going to come post on to understand, before I become a biologist, what is life going to be like for me. And then the next one is stories. It means that people's stories, you have to know what is happening in people's lives. For example, if these are celebrity, we're talking about where they spend their time, what happened to their marriage, what happened to their relationship, where they go for shopping, what happened when they went for shopping, the last event, and so forth, like that. All the stories of people, it matters. And then spirituality is also one huge aspect that you could venture into. Christian, Hinduism, Buddhism. Anyway, I'm a Christian, so I'll give you a Christian example. Right, when you talk about church, you have people who upload sermons every day is because of spirituality. They might have encountered something that led them to believing in Christianity or to believing into Christ. That's why they ended up making such a video. And then the third segment is the surroundings. So you have to take into consideration your surroundings, your environment, the trends that are in your environment, the events that are occurring around you, and the resources that are locally available. So when you have an environment, for example, that is very wild, like this Zimbabwean environment, like the picture that I put there, all right, that was a picture of us in Mashingo. Yes, so obviously we have got a wild terrain in Mashingo and in Nyanga. So obviously, if you have a Jeep, for example, if you are interested in cars and you like an exploration kind of lifestyle, and then you have such an environment, what kind of videos are you going to do? You're obviously going to do exploration videos using your Jeep. Welcome, you have now videos to upload. It's what you have. let's take example local resources that you have locally or at your home. If you have, let's say, if you have a scooter, if you have an Uber taxi, or let's say a motorcycle, for example, and you want to relate to people who have motorcycles, you know, who are always on their motorcycles and giving reviews, who are passionate or who are interested about motorcycles, and you're also interested in the same thing, that is why you own a motorcycle, then obviously, you know, you're going to be making videos about motorcycles, what you're doing to them, polishing your motorcycle, going for an engine overhaul if that even exists, and stuff like that. And the events that are happening around you, they are also quite important. You can't really leave them out, because the events that are around you will probably determine the kind of audience that you are going to reach out to. So for example, for me, there is going to be cricket Sri Lanka versus Zimbabwe, that is on the 19th of January this month to the 23rd, and then the 27th to 30 something to 31st, I think, of January 2020. It's an opportunity for you to even start YouTube, because you can simply just record yourself enjoying the game. You take clips, 5 clips, join them together, it becomes a vlog. You understand? Trends of what's happening. Trends, this involves gadgets and this involves clothes. So you have digital trends. We're talking about how cell phones, computers, and gadgets and other electronic stuff are evolving. The latest products, the reviews, and so on. Clothes, the same thing. We have clothes overhauls, and maybe the kind of clothes selling shoes, what everything, it contributes to making a channel. So now your content, to be specific, has to encompass at least one interest of each of the groups. Otherwise it's going to be so frustrating. Either you're going to have slow growth, or you're going to have a high number of people who are watching but not subscribing because they're just one-time visitors. And yeah, so what you want to do is you want to encompass just at least one from each and every one of those categories that we've listed into. So let's move on to the next slide. These are just examples, okay? These are examples are intended to help people struggling with choosing the kind of content to put on their channels. There are endless possibilities. These are just a few of them. This is not definite, but this is just a mere guide. So don't take this too personal when it doesn't work, because I'm just trying to help. So it is up to you. You use your own discretion to use it or not to use it. Now let's get into an example. So I drew up an example right there. So we have our 3 categories: you, people, and your surroundings. So we have got colored arrows right there. So let's say your natural inclinations, as we were talking about, is reporting. Someone did this, the movie that we did this, the event that we went to was like this. In other words, you are interested in people's stories. Yes, Simba did this and that, so you want to report to someone else. Simba did this and that, so it becomes a trend in the kind of trends that's happening. So of course, when you're talking about celeb, then it becomes a trend, because when a celebrity shows up at a red carpet event wearing a red dress, and you report about the story, and it's a trend because they set the trends for fashion, it then becomes suitable for a celebrity gossip up the channel. You understand? Let's take another one. For example, if you are interested in spiritual matters, for example, right? Yes, you're just interested in Christianity. You find a lot of activities. They maybe you are a choreographer at your church, you are a singer at your church, or maybe you're an usher at your church. And I'm giving these examples because I'm Christian, purely Christian. That is why I'm giving such examples. So if you have some kind of department that you're really interested in at your church, that's the interest. The interest is church, and with the people, it's their spirituality that you can relate to most, because you're interested in church. But in your interest in church, when you go to church, there are people there who have gathered there for a spiritual reason. That is why it's called a church after all. And then the event is a church service. Maybe it's what they call an expo. Maybe it's what they call an outreach. So what you could simply do is open a sermon and supernatural channel. This is where you upload sermons, short sermons, motivational sermons, supernatural, people getting healed, like a lot of Ghanaian and Nigerian channels are doing. this is a very good niche for the Nigerians and the Ghanaians because of the kind of supernatural stuff that happens out there. We like it. And then let's take another look at another example. We can have so many examples. It's past experiences. Let's say, for example, you had a past experience of you being overweight. So in you being overweight, you then relate more to people who are overweight at that moment. That is their lifestyle. So you are primarily interested in their lifestyle, and they are also interested in your lifestyle, trying to figure out how did you come from being overweight to being just in the normal weight range. So that is their lifestyle. And the trends nowadays is the fitness, gym, going for walks, going stuff like that, physical activities. So you can then make a fitness channel. So the channels are endless, guys. I can never exhaust them all. I can actually get tired. Like now I'm tired, but you could never exhaust them. Also, it's just a combination of 1, 2, 3. You make a channel. 1, 2, 3. You make a channel. For example, in Zimbabwe, many people are making gossip channels simply because, well, that is what people are interested in. People just want to know what's going on in someone's life. So yes, they find a source. For example, they find a website, which is a source. That's their first source. They are not the source. Even though they have the channel, they are not the source of the information that they're saying. So most probably they are reporting information that they read somewhere else, that they got from someone else, which is still okay, because at the end of the day, they have specified their niche into a gossip and latest trends channel. So yeah, and then so guys, thank you so much. I think that's all. My name is Simbarashe Desha.